start in the next 2 minutes. So team one, be ready once I usher you to go live. We'll go live, right? 1 minute. No. Yeah, good. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Welcome to TechMindset Africa Limited, where we're going to have live presentations of artificial intelligence applications in Africa, where we have our cohort 2 students who are going to present different ideas that have a chance to change Africa. So sit tight, give us about 1.5 minutes. Let us have enough people to join us. We are live on Facebook. If you have friends on Facebook, please ask them to join us starting in 1 minute. All right? Thank you, thank you. Just 1 minute, we go live. Have your notebooks, have your brains up, have your seats down. Let us go live in a few minutes. You're all welcome. Comments, anything you want to ask, our chat is live. We have the back end team. Welcome all. I wish I knew this in French as well. I would say it, but karibuni sana. Welcome all. See you in a few seconds. Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy some music, don't worry. Deepak, welcome. We are starting in 5 seconds.
Sure, sure. Next time. Then, okay.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining us. Welcome to TechMindset Africa Artificial Intelligence Contest. Today in the room, we have our students, we have a live audience, we are live on Facebook, we are live on LinkedIn. Anyone who's joining us, please know you're being watched all over the world. So we have our cohort 2 students online who have joined us and to ask artificial intelligence solutions in Africa. Join us, sit back, enjoy. If you have any questions, please use the chat to ask any questions. In any language that you understand, we will try and translate for the people who are in the room. We have some who understand some of the languages. If we're not able to, kindly find a translator and let them communicate to us via the chat. Right now, the languages we can communicate in is English, Swahili, and French. All right, so if you're in a language that might be outside of this, kindly ask someone to interpret for you and ask your questions on the chat. If you're Facebook Live, please leave your comments with the online team to get back to you and answer all your questions the moment you ask them. Okay, so sit back, thank you. We are beginning. So in an African context, here's a question I'd like to ask you. How do we make our businesses acquire customers precisely? How do we make them reduce churning rates from customers? How do we make our legal systems efficient? Our transport systems streamlined? How do we access our wellness more efficiently and access food in abundance? Join us today and find out how our students explore African artificial intelligence solutions for African challenges. So welcome to TechMindset Africa contest. Who is TechMindset Africa? TechMindset Africa Limited sees Africa, that is SEE. We sensitize, we empower, and we educate Africa on artificial intelligence solutions and how they optimize the African industry to give Africa a platform to engage with the world from a fair level. Consequently, we have been able to train now hundreds of students on artificial intelligence and its applications for free through online classes that we offer. Every time, if you're part of our Facebook, you will always see advertisements on joining the next cohort. So right now, the students who are presenting are in cohort 2. The next cohort that we are going to have is cohort 3. If you are interested, please drop us a chat on Facebook. Also drop us a chat on the chat box in Zoom. All right, and then we'll give you more details and a link to register. And also, through our partnerships with our cohort 2 students, we have been able to sponsor at least 22 students for free who are currently enrolled to receive artificial intelligence training. Today, we are here to witness amazing presentations by cohort 2 students who will give us case and points on how artificial intelligence can impact and revolutionize Africa. The contest will be divided into 3 sessions. So the first session is going to be the students presenting their project.
John, you're mute.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Allow me to introduce our judges. Allow me to introduce our judges. So we have our first judge, Alfred Ongere. Mr. Alfred Ongere is an artificial intelligence expert who is going to be part of this panelist and is going to judge our students. Our second judge is Ms. Carol Mushemi. Carol Mushemi is a data scientist and an artificial intelligence expert who is also going to be a panelist in this presentation. And thirdly, we have our judge, Saura Panigrahi. Saura is our co-curator and in Aggregate Global, who is currently filming this live contest to share it with the world. He has been an instrument in taking us live in so many countries. And then we have Mr. Deepak Chauhan. Deepak Chauhan is a management consultant in technology-related businesses and is also an artificial intelligence expert. And then finally, we have Mr. Talha Abubakar. Talha is the head of operations in Africa Mesh Plus Limited, and he is an expert in businesses related in technology. So welcome, judges. Let us sit back and begin our presentations. So our first presenters are going to be the legal team. The legal team is going to share with us on how to apply artificial intelligence in the legal industry. So we're going to keep silent and listen to them. If you have a video, if you don't mind switching it off, we'd really appreciate, so that we can have a focus on our legal team, make a presentation. If you have any questions to them, kindly put them on the chat. They will see and answer as they go on, as the other presenters go on. All right, so welcome, legal team. Let us have your screen shared. Let us know when you're ready.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. We can see you. All the best.
All right. Thank you. My name is John Gunjiri, and I am in the legal team that was in this class, and we are first to go. So I will start by introducing our team, or letting our team introduce themselves. And we will be talking about artificial intelligence in the law and the intersection of those, and where we see potential as in an African context. So I was nominated as the lead for the team, but I'll tell you this was a teamwork, team effort, and I'll let the other team members introduce themselves, Oscar and Audrey.
Hi, I'm Audrey. Yes, as part of the team, I was doing most of the admin work, but also giving contributions where I can related to specifically land matters.
I'm not sure if Oscar is online, or if he was able to join us. Do you know it, Audrey?
He's there. Maybe you should just go on, because our 6 minutes will run off. Maybe just go on, and then Oscar will join us later.
All right, thank you. All right, so the law and AI are both logic-oriented methods, and that's where we see an intersection, because as I put a simple logic there, A plus B equals C, then it follows C minus B equals A. And we find that AI can be applied in many areas of law today, and we just gave a few examples there. In legal analytics, we could use AI to do an analysis of the data that we have and compare that to previous cases and statutes and other precedents that have been set by courts, and be able to tell us, based on the data set we have for our present case, what is the likely outcome for our clients' case, as far as whether they'll be able to win, and if they won the case, what types of remedies and penalties could come out of their case. Another example is in document review during discovery phase. That is a phase where you're digging up information and evidence and trying to make a case. A lot of times, especially in civil cases, dealing with big corporate information, you have thousands and thousands of pages and piles of documents. It takes many months to do discovery and find things. But if this information was all electronic, it would take a computer a very short time to review and analyze and compare documents and find the kind of evidence you're looking for based on certain data sets and key words that you could build into an AI algorithm and be able to shorten your time of discovery. And the last one I have there is contracts and legal documents. This is actually a major application in AI in the law today. A lot of contracts comparison, comparing what somebody is trying to get to agree. You can use AI to do your analysis, to proofread and make sure that the clauses are not conflicting, and make sure that it's the parties that are getting to a contract actually have what they intend to do being met in the contract documents. So benefits from using AI that you could have out of in the legal realm is higher quality of work and being able to identify persuasive arguments or persuasive points. The method will be thorough and accurate, as you know. Computers are known to provide higher quality and accuracy based on what you put in. So garbage in, garbage out, as they say. So you're able to control that, but at the end of the day, because of how quick and thorough this an AI algorithm or an AI program will be able to provide, it's better than having just your eyes looking at documents. It's obviously efficient, and it will save not only your client's money, but it also makes you a better attorney, a better lawyer, because you're able to save your client's money, and you're able to save and help you attract more clients, because you're able to churn more work out much faster and more efficient. And it helps to improve organization and the logic structure and filing for documentation. Okay, so we chose two areas of the intersection, which is natural language, using algorithm, as I mentioned, to interpret words, especially when you're reviewing contracts, and machine learning, where you have the AI tool develop and be able to take the data, to sort it, group it, and relate it to the environment, and be able to predict the outcome of a case based on previous precedents and facts of your case. And as an example, we have land conveyance in Kenya. It's one of the areas where we find there's a lot of gaps. People do not know whether the land they're trying to buy, the piece of parcel of land they're trying to buy, already has another owner. And having all this information in a data bank or a database, and using AI to go through that information, tell you exactly the situation of a piece of land, for example, would help minimize losses, and also help to predict the ability for a client who's trying to buy a piece of land. You have better information than going through tons of files. So e-Citizen in Kenya is currently in use, but it's not everywhere at the moment. It's limited to Nairobi area. So our proposed solution for what's happening in a Kenyan context or in African context is to develop an AI system that would integrate land ownership and the database with other information from the area where the land is located, the regional planning, using real-time Google Earth information to tell you what's happening in that area. It will tell you about it will also link to the geological and meteorological information, and incorporate all sorts of other social aspects like crime rate, what's the price of land in that area. And putting all these together, somebody is able to actually value the parcel of land to almost real time what it should be worth, as opposed to what somebody is saying it should be worth. Potential clients are the government, land conveyance attorneys and lawyers, and then the citizens of the country where the land is located. The benefits include being able to correct and provide reliable public information. It's a one-stop shop for all matters relating to your land, and will provide a true and accurate value of the property. Of course, that saves time, money, and it's more efficient and reliable. A quick example that we chose was the recent, issue that happened in Athi River Park Estate, Green Park Estate in Athi River, where a lot of new property was sold, but people did not realize that they were in a floodplain. And when the rains came, everyone knows what happened. New homes were underwater. So this is something that can be avoided, or a client, you're able to provide a superior quality of work to your client by being able to predict all these using AI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, legal team. Thank you very much. What a way to optimize the legal industry. Who knew? Using artificial intelligence. So let us use this time to give a chance to the judges. Please don't go off. We'd like them to give a comment and also give them a chance to vote. So I'm going to ask Mr. Talha Abubakar, kindly give us your comments about the presentation, or any questions if you have, you can ask. That will guide you possibly to vote, or just a general comment to help the team develop this in the future. Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Talha.
Thank you, Joanne. And thank you, team, for the presentation. It was terrific. And what I've observed is the due diligence, the prediction technology, and the legal analytics, what you have used behind forecasting the event. But it's really good. It's worth the effort. I would like you guys to put in more efforts onto the side of, when you mentioned about crime, the crime prediction system would be something very fruitful for the country with the kind of crime rates what we have in this country. That's one point which I wanted to add. Thank you so much. That's all from my end.
Thank you, Judge Talha. Thank you for that comment. Let us have Mr. Alfred Ongere. Alfred, kindly give your comments or your questions that you have to the team. Alfred, can you hear me? All right, as Mr. Alfred prepares, let us have Caroline. Caroline, can you hear me? Judge Carol?
Yes, I can.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes. So first, good job to group one, John, Audrey, and Oscar, if I'm not wrong. So my feedback to you guys would be, I like how relatable it is and how practical it is to the country as is, to be able to come up with a solution that tackles a problem, an existing problem, and also the perspective where you went a step ahead of looking at geographical and meteorological data, which can quite help improve and also improve on the accuracy and bring it back home to be able to understand the solution that you're coming up with. So for me, just like the previous judge has just said, my feedback would be in terms of crime, you can choose to look at it from the criminal perspective, which will be very beneficial to us. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Judge Carol. Thank you for that incisive feedback. Let us hear from Mr. Deepak. Chauhan. Judge Deepak, please go ahead.
So first of all, congratulations. I think the presentation was very good and something which was new to me. And especially I liked, the use of NLP in, deciphering the contracts, the language in the contracts. That was something very unique. My only question is, have you ever practiced this before, application of AI in a law? Is something going on at this moment in time?
John, you can answer that, or any member of your team.
And not personally, I haven't done it myself, but I do know people that are using that. There are a few companies that have that set up, mostly in the contract area. That's where I've seen it being used.
Okay, great. So amazing work. I think great job from the team, number one. Congratulations to each one of you for the hard work that you have put in. That's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge Deepak. Let us finally hear from Judge Saura. Judge Saura, please go ahead, give us your comments, any feedback, any questions. Over to you. You are muted. Can you hear me? You are muted. We can't hear you.
Yes,
all right.
John, first of all, this is an amazing, it's been amazing so far. And John, this is a very, very deep and thought-steering kind of presentation. So congratulations to you and your team. This particular thing, legal aspect, most of the countries, they don't have that kind of resources, and the legal documents are like, the data is very vast. So I think this is very interesting. This could, if once it is in action, this could be very interesting to see how AI and ML can help minimizing the time, because time is a very crucial factor in terms of legal aspect. So I think it could be very interesting to see what kind of impact it can have on the legal system of any country, for that matter. Apart from that, the land one is interesting. It's very its implications on land issues. The cost that involves in case of a land dispute is very vast. So I think AI can help to minimize that cost, and also the hardship that people face when it comes to a legal battle. So I think this is good. Congratulations to you, and that's all for my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Saura. Appreciate it. Thank you, judges. I'd like to ask you to move to the breakout room. Let us take 1 minute to go and vote for the legal team. Just for information to our audience, the judges are going to judge the presentation based on uniqueness, innovativeness, how it's going to impact Africa, etc. So we're going to have our judges for 1 minute. We're going to go to the breakout room and do the polls. So tell us where you're joining from. Tell us where you're joining from. There's a link on the chat. Billy, you can share that again. There's a link on the chat. So once you click on the link, use the link. You can use the browser that you have. You can use Chrome. You can use Internet Explorer. And then when they ask you for the code, put in #16141. As you can see on the screen. Tell us where you're joining from. I can see India, I can see Nairobi, I can see USA. We have the whole world watching. Please tell us where you're joining from. All right. Oh, I can see United Arab Emirates. I can see the UK. Just type in where you're joining us from. Go through the charts, you'll see the link. Right, I can see on Facebook as well. Houston, Texas. The UAE has joined us. You can see the screen. People are joining. People are Kitengela, Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya. Tell us where you're from so that we know who we are talking to. We want to reach out to you wherever you are. Please ask your people to join. Click on the participants button. Invite, invite, invite. Thank you. Okay, our judges have started coming in. Team 2, are you ready? Team 2, are you ready? Start sharing your screen. Edgar, are you there?
Yes, I'm ready. Sharing the screen.
Share your screen so that once all the judges are back to the room, we begin with your presentation.
You have a first name, very unique. Now, let me tell you, you will see someone.
Yes, we have Sharjah from UAE. Welcome, Sharjah. Glad to have you in Africa, in Kenya, in Nairobi.
I knew you would say that. I'm just actually I got the accountant. This guy will be made to another.
Are all the judges in? Let me see.
Oh, I can be using this one. You know, for you, it's a good name. I'm talking to them. But it's a unique card. Yes. How come the membership list you have 3 names? So I always go.
Okay, the judges are back. Let us move on to our second presentation. We have Team AI Agricultural Systems. How do we use artificial intelligence in agriculture sector? So our presenter is going to be Edgar. He's going to introduce himself and tell us why artificial intelligence in agriculture. All the best, Edgar, the floor is yours. Okay, Edgar, are you ready? Need to hear feedback from you so that we know if we can hear you. Edgar, can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. I think you are on mute. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, the floor is yours. All the best, Edgar and team.
Okay, fine. I'll go straight into the presentation, and this is the team that was working on IoT, AI, and agriculture system. Now, when you think of IoT and agriculture system, what actually comes into your mind is data-driven agriculture. So data-driven agriculture is relatively new approach to agriculture. This new concept of managing a farm business occurred due to the strong need to change the way food is produced for reduced wastages and increased productivity and ensure sustainability. It helps in optimizing and automate farm management by using integrated data from both above and below ground. By both above and below ground, I mean like what's happening under the soil and what's happening above the soil. So the beneficiaries of data-driven agriculture, those are farmers, research institutions, insurance companies, fertilizer companies, seed companies, wholesalers, and also consumers. All these categories, they can either benefit directly or indirectly. As we approach the data-driven agriculture, there are types of methodology. There are different types that approach that we use. The methodology approach, that is IoT device installation and data collection. Then there's the network connectivity, which is the GSM, TV white space, and Wi-Fi. And then now there's the IoT AI agriculture system itself. And while we are looking into this, we had the small-scale farmer in mind. And when we are talking about the small-scale farmer in mind, we recognize that most of these small-scale farmers, they are in remote rural areas. Okay, IoT, AI agriculture system combines data from IoT devices with machine learning insights. This platform delivers soil, harvest, and animal intelligence to various farmers' needs. And also there's smart agri-robotics. So an IoT system is based on sensing, actuation, controlling, and monitoring activities, and they also exchange data with application. The diagram that you are seeing, that is an IoT functional block, where there's there's the application itself, there's the management for the IoT, there's the service, there's the communication, how they communicate with each other, and then the application, there's device, and of course security, which is most crucial nowadays. So this is the layout of the system itself. When you look at the layout, there's the application layer where the farmer, every interest group interact with the system itself. So, and then there's the management layer where there's the big data analysis and data mining, information management, predictions, and data and image processing. And then there's the configuration layer. The configuration layer, that is where now you integrate the IoT devices to the system itself. Because the IoT devices are supposed to collect data and then push the data to the system for the processing. And under the still under the configuration, after the configuration layer, we can see there's a middle layer where also still under that layer, there's the device management, there's the forward generated sensor data, and then there's also the API. And on that also, we do have there are different types of protocol that are normally used for communicating between the devices and the system and the device itself. Those are application protocols which, as you can see, there's LoRa, and then there's ZigBee, there's Wi-Fi, and then there's LoadNG IoT. And then we have the link layer, which we can also call it, in other words, network layer. That is where now we have the devices that connects from the sensors, the network that detects, receives the data from the sensors itself, and then to the devices, and then now it's pushed towards the system itself. So basically, that's the layout. And now, if we can get back to the network layer, let's talk about it a bit. Under the network layer, like as we said, we are looking at the small-scale farmer who is in a rural place. You realize that there are so many challenges that we have in those rural places, and those challenges, that is where now we can see those wireless protocol. They are coming in. Those are unique, and most of us who've been in IT, we realize some of the protocols that are meant specifically for IoT devices. So, and then on that also, as still on the network layer, we do have different ways of transmitting data. There's the satellite, there's the TV white space, and then there's the LTE, and of course there's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. All these communication connectivity, there are different types, and they can be used in different situations depending with the devices and the system and availability. So here, as we can see on this diagram, we do have those IoT. That is, we do have the sensors, we have the drones, we have the cameras. The sensor, the work of the sensor actually it's normally inserted deep in the ground. It collects data from below the ground and sends it to the system. The drone, the work of the drone, it basically picks, it flies over the farm and takes the image, while in the process, like creating the heat maps. And now all these images are still thrown back into the server. Same applies to the camera. The camera also, like it takes a video, the video that has been taken with the camera. It's taken to the server, and also for processing. So as you can see, the services that are normally done by the sensor, the camera, and the drone. That is it's the precision agriculture, and then we have the precision pH, and then we have the yield prediction, pest infestation, and then there's the precision fertilizer. So now we can also talk about the agri-robotics. Basically, under agri-robotics, there are those autonomous tractors, whereby these are driverless tractors, driverless machines that can help in spraying the farm, harvesting, weeding, And also, like, we also have robotics arms that can also be used for planting, and also we also have other machines where these machines are also used to check the quality of, let's say, like you harvest bananas or apples, like you can pass them under a machine that has the computer vision on it. The machine checks for the bad apples, good apples, as it keeps as they pass through the machine, and the machine is able to separate them, the good and the bad, put aside. Even the checks on all those things. And also, like, we also have like other small robotics that can be used for weeding, as you can see from the picture that is displayed. So on that, under that, they are also like, this is basically what the system can be able to achieve. So what the system can be able to achieve, the first point is the platform comprises of sensing to full automation, all data points connected to the system with AI doing computational and correlation. And then there's the growth driven by IoT. The growth driven by IoT, these are huge volumes of data that are generated both structured and unstructured format. These are also their historical, soil report, pest infestation, image from drones, and also videos from cameras that are taken at this stage. So, and all these data that is being collected is then passed to the AI system, where the machine learning and all those were to be processed and make a meaning out of all this data. So next, there's image-based insights generation. Image-based insight generation. Images, most images, they always have a lot of information in it. Images, basically, it gives you it gives us information about the crops, which also, like, it helps us to monitor the crops, how the crops are growing, by looking at the leaves. If the leaves probably they are yellow, then you know, in certain crops, if the leaves are yellow, you can know that this plant probably it's actually dying. And if the leaves are green, you know, like the plant it's perfect. And also, it can also scan a field. In the process, by scanning a field, it also creates heat maps. Within these heat maps, like, you can be able to tell where the moisture. Now we are talking about the top level soil on the field. So it can be able to tell where there's it's a bit moist, and where all those areas that fertilizer is, where the land is fertile, where it's not fertile, and all that. Basically, it helps on, like, in that you can understand and know when is the time for planting, where do you need to put fertilizer, where you don't need to put fertilizer. And then also it helps on just for you to decide which crops are you supposed to be planting, and also tells you when it's the cultivation period, weeding period, irrigation time. So at the end of the day, it helps you to optimize your resources. And then now we have the identification of optimal mix of agronomic products. So these it's whereby, based on multiple parameters like conditions, weather forecast, seed type, all these are cognitive solutions that makes remediation to farmers on best traits of crops and seeds. The recommendation can be further personalized based on the farm requirements, local conditions, and data about successful farming in the past. Also, external factor like also it can also contribute to external factors like marketplace trends, prices, or consumer. And then we have health monitoring crops. This basically it's normally done with drones and satellite images. Like basically here it's now where we find this is where the remote sensing now happens. Like it's like you get an image of an entire farm that has crops, and then with this image it's taken through the machine learning, and then within the machine learning itself, now all the image, everything that after the data has been processed, now you can be able to like tell the health of your crop based on the images that have been taken with the drones and also the cameras. These actually, it also helps to like monitor the life cycle, including generating reports. Here, this is just an architecture of the whole system, whereby you can see, okay, there's the cloud there, where we could be having virtual servers, we could be having AI, we could be having machine learning, AI stroke machine learning and the database cluster, data visualization, and big data analysis that happens on the cloud. And then at the middle there, like you see this the decision support system. Basically, as we all know, there's normally a challenge to basically push let's say the drones are collecting images. For you to be able to like push all this data to the cloud, and at the same time, like okay, trying to look at it, this definitely it will take time, and especially in rural areas where like probably you might be forced to use 3G to collect data from the sensors. So there's the on-premise server that where like all the data it's pushed to the premise server, and now after that premise server, now later on when everybody is asleep, now the data can be pushed to the cloud later at night when nothing much is happening on the network. Yeah. So, and below there, of course, you can see there's the machines, there's the drones, yeah, interior sensors, our soil information, humidity levels, CO2 levels, exterior sensors, temperature, wind, rain, anti-jamming devices, smart agriculture machinery, livestock information status, energy management information also. That happens below that area. So as we move forward, revenue generation. Now in IoT, AI, and agriculture, like as much as I've said, we like looking at the small scale farmers, there could be a lot of resistance into like adopting new ways of doing it. So when you look at it like that, now that informs like where working with the small scale farmers, you won't have to, as much as it's going to be beneficial to them, but now you won't have to charge them anything, since most of them can even like afford really to pay for it. And if you are to tell them to pay, like I don't think they'll really be comfortable paying for it because they don't even understand it. So what happens now is now when with the farmers, you can just go in and just work with them, help them grow their crops. And in the process, of course, you'll be collecting all this data, but you'll be collecting all this data, and the data that you're collecting, and I'll try to put a caution there because there's all this data law. So at the end of the day, we just have to collect the data from the farm itself, but not collecting personal data from the farmers. So now, based on that, now like for you to be able to generate revenue, you will have to now form partnership with research, seed and fertilizer companies. Seed and fertilizer companies and research institutions, they really need this data. So most of the the research seed and fertilizer companies that we have right now, you might find that they don't have enough expertise to like really go deep into this, or also there could be funding issue, like they can't really like be able to like fund it and do it for themselves. So in this regard now, like you can actually partner with them so that you can be able to like, they can be able to come in, like you do it on their behalf. So in that, like it's they can either like come in and buy this data, or like you can do it on their behalf, and then like you have some form of partnership where like they pay you and then you get all this data from you. Or another option is to get the subscription for the processed information. So like subscription from the processed information, it's where like you can create a portal. Yeah, and this portal, you can allow different people to come in and subscribe. Like let's talk of insurance. The insurance companies, the guys that are insuring crops. Those NGOs like One Acre Fund, where like they are funding farmers to like they're helping them, working with them, so they can come in and do a subscription whereby they can pay a small fee, like either annually or monthly, and now get access to this data. Also, the other thing, like available agriculture funding, and then there's the e-commerce. E-commerce, no, though I know this one, like it's somehow out a bit, but still it's also most important, because once you have all this data, like you can also come in and because at the end of the day, like which farmer is doing maize, which farmer is doing let's say apple, flowers. Yeah. Now you can also actually go to an extent whereby you can help like linking farmer to the market. Yeah. Or also you can like vice versa, whereby like if a certain seller needs something from maybe let's talk about a hospital where they need food for their patients at the hospital. So they go out looking for food. Like this here, you can just create a website whereby they can come in and then look what is available, and actually it should be an advantage to them also, like because they get to see like even the process, how the crop has been planted, or the kind of fertilizer that has been used, and if it's healthy or not. And so when they are buying it, they're actually knowing whom they are buying it from. And actually also it kind of solved the traceability issue that we have right now, whereby in most of the cities, you are buying food that you don't know where it's actually originated from, whether it was planted using the better procedures like that, and you're not aware. And in this case, you will find those guys will be buying straight from the from the website. They can be able to like know where the food is coming from. And also, again, you can also form partnership with government and ministry agents. So that is like CalRO. So like you can just come in and work together with them, and then of course at the end of the day you get some revenue out of it. So that's the end of my presentation.
All right. Edgar, I wish we had the whole day. Would sit down with a cup of coffee and listen over and over, because you have interesting ideas about agriculture. Who would know that agriculture tools can collect data from soil, can connect data from the weather, can dictate health in crops? All that is artificial intelligence. Thank you very much, Edgar. Team Artificial Intelligence Systems. This is one of the students who is very keen on growing agriculture through artificial intelligence. Did you know that in 2050, according to FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, our population is going to be 7 billion, and all these people need to be fed. So we would love as Africa to play a part to generate food in a faster and more efficient way that all of us can afford. Let's feed Africa first and feed the rest of the world. Thank you, Edgar, for that demonstration. So we'll go to the judges right now so that they can give us our comments. Because of time, let us have at least 3 judges to give us the comments. I'd like to start with Alfred. Alfred, are you there?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge Alfred, please go ahead. Please give us your comment or any question that you have for the team agriculture in artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it was a good presentation, although a bit too technical centered. I wish he would have focused more on the insights, how the beneficiaries would be using the insights that the platforms are generating and how it can be made actionable. Other than that, it was a good job. Yes.
You're on mute, John.
Thank you for that, sorry. Let us hear from Judge Talha. Judge Talha, please give your comments or questions to the team.
Edgar and team, it was outstanding. It was so detailed, and you guys have done a hard work on that. Thank you. And to summarize, you guys have gone through the precision agriculture as well as the AI boards, which is really good. The only issue what I could find in rural sectors would be the network connectivity for the IoT devices. So that's the only area where we have to be focused on, because the rest of the activities are fine, well and good. It's connected. So that's the only area you guys have to focus. Actually, I'm with a company from called as Mesh++. We are here to solve the difficulty of last mile broadband internet access. So that's our agenda over here. We are already in talks with various NGOs like USAID, SNV, to figure out how we can actually get into that deep counties or the deep rural areas. All the best. I wish you guys to continue with it. Please do not stop it over here. Take it ahead. I'll be there to support you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Judge Talha. We already have an interest from one of our judges to take one of the team's projects forward. Thank you, Talha, for that commitment. All right, let us have comments and questions from Judge Carol. Judge Carol, please go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Edgar. Congratulations. That was an outstanding presentation. I would agree with Alfred that it was more technical. So I have I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Which you mentioned that as a revenue generator, how exactly is AI in agriculture revenue generator, particularly when you work together with the government? And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I answer that one first, and or you can ask both, and then I can answer them together?
Okay, let me just ask both. And also, what already has been done, and what is the impact?
Okay, fine. If I would go with the first one, the first question, like personally, I've actually visited Calro, which is a parastatal. These guys are like, basically they don't have any data on agriculture. Like what they have is the data that was like, is it like 30 years ago, what we even learned in school. And with agriculture, what we noticed, within even a month, there's a big change on what happens. So in this regard, like we can actually partner with them. So what we can do with the insurance company, with these other NGOs, we can also do the same thing with them. So like we can come in, do like put sensors in all the farms, fly drones on the farms, and then all this data that we get, we can share it with the government for, of course, when they are planning, when they are doing their plans, so that they can factor in. And of course, the government is talking with, agriculture is among the big four agenda for, So, and then the second question you said, you asked what exactly?
I asked what has been implemented so far in terms of AI in agriculture.
So what has been implemented? I don't know if anyone knows about Trigger Foods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Trigger Foods, they've actually done something, but not that much.
Okay.
So in AI agriculture, because basically, but with them, they have put more focus on large-scale farmers who have like 40 acres and above. So that is where their main focus is. And yeah, there's something that they are doing on that.
Okay. Do you possibly have an idea of what it is?
What Trigger Foods are doing?
Yeah.
Basically, for them, like I know they are working with, there are certain farmers that they are working with. They've gone in and taken up their land, and then they are doing agriculture. But when they started out, they were basically, it was like a marketplace, kind of what Jumia is doing. Like they would like connect farmers with the market. So they're like, well, after you've harvested, they can come take your produce and then now sell it to the market. So, but right now they have even gone into farming, but for them it's in large scale. So, like I know there's a farm in Kajiado where that is where actually they've done part of the AI, but for them they've actually they're not doing the image. They've only they have only done the sensors into the farms, and which is also controlling their irrigation system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Edgar. Thank you for the detailed answers. Thank you, Judge Carol. I can see Judge Carol has a lot of interest in agriculture, especially in AI, how it's going to impact. Thank you for those questions to our team. All right, judges, I'm going to give you at least 1 minute. Let us join the breakout rooms and do the polling. Just 1 minute. Remember, audience, we are judging the teams based on the uniqueness of the idea, the impact that it's going to have on the audience that they're targeting, innovativeness of the idea, applicability. Is it applicable or is it just technical? And also finally, viability of the product. All right, as you can see the screen, tell us where you're joining us from. We are live on Facebook. Let me remind you, we are live on Facebook. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask anyone who is interested to change Africa to join us on Facebook and to join us on Zoom. You have the link. Just click participants and invite people from there from a link, or ask them to join Facebook on TechMindset Africa, and that will find us. We have people joining us from Kenya. We have people joining us all the way from Sierra Leone. Amazing. Kitengela in Kenya, Nairobi in Kenya, UAE, United Arab Emirates. We have teams from India. We have the UK. We have the USA, Texas, Houston. We have Zimbabwe. All right. We have Ghana. We have Nigeria. Oh, amazing. We have the whole world watching because people are very keen on how artificial intelligence can be optimized in African industries. I'd like us to join this moment. We want to play at a level field with every other continent in the world. Let us trade, let us feed Africa first. Let us have innovations in Africa in regards to artificial intelligence. Let us change Africa so that we are able to change the world. So we have our judges who are voting as we wait. Team 3, please get ready. Team 3, please get ready. Beauty and health. Amanda and team, please get ready as we have the judges joining us shortly. I can see the judges have started coming in. Please remember, teams, we have a maximum of 7 minutes. Check out your charts and please let us try and follow time so that we can have everyone given a chance to present in good time. Team Amanda, Team Health and Beauty, please get ready.
Are you copy?
All right, let me see if all our judges are here. Is everyone back in? Sabrina? No, they're still here. They're still, okay, let's give them a few more seconds. All right, someone is asking about the link for Facebook. Please put it on the chats. Bill, you can put that on the chat link for Facebook. We want people to join us live. All right. So I can see group three is getting ready. Our judges, let's wait for a few more. Just about, okay. Our judges are back. Our judges are back, thank you. All right, let us hear how beauty and the health industry come to play when it comes to artificial intelligence. Team Beauty and Health, the floor is yours. All the best.
Well, good evening, everyone. We're doing health and beauty, Rogers and Amanda. We'll start with the first slide. Our first slide is to talk about and define what beauty is. So what does beauty mean? Oh, that's me, Amanda and Rogers. Next slide, please. We have heard popular expressions like beauty is skin deep, where you identify beauty as having a beautiful and flawless skin. Thank you. Next slide, please. So for centuries, you found that beauty is defined as the appearance of clear, flawless skin, a complexion that has no blemishes, that has no imperfections. So that's the first thing that one gets when you say it's beautiful. But unfortunately, skin is not always beautiful if you focus on expressions like that only focus on the skin. Thank you. Next slide, please. So we have the skin, and we have a definition on what the skin is. As the skin is the second largest organ in the human body. It has many functions, as you can see, for protection, for identification, mostly due to the pigmentation of skin, where you can identify between black and white. For secretion, where the sweat glands actually produce sweat that excretes some impurities in the body. For maintaining a healthy, a homeostatic balance, where you're regulating a normal skin balance for the internal body. For the production of vitamin D, which is needed for absorption. And for the basis of this presentation, you've also got things that put skin as an access to identify someone's mood, their physical state, and whether they're attractive. Next slide, please. Now, just because a skin has all these functions, we have conditions that are associated with the skin. We have tended to focus on the condition eczema. Why have we chosen eczema? It's because eczema is one of the most common conditions that people of ethnic origin, mostly Blacks, Asians, and Mexicans suffer from. And unfortunately, this condition is not well diagnosed. So in most cases, it is not treated well, only because in our skin tones, you'll find that it is, when someone thinks it's a rash, it's actually eczema. Whereas in lighter skin tones, it's clearly visible. You have a rash that is red and swelling that can easily be detected even when someone is at the door. So eczema is, as you see on the slide, a condition where you have an inflammation to the face and it has periods. It's a chronic condition and it has its severity stages. Some people have it mild, some have it worse, and some have it very, very minute and may think it's just heat rash. Now, when it settles, you then have things like hyperpigmentation and hypopigmentation, especially in skin tones of color. Next slide, please. So we have statistics on how prudent it is in ethnic groups. As you can see, this is a study that was carried out in a South African hospital over 20 years ago. And those stats still remain today. They've been used by various people to really identify how eczema affects populations of color. So in Blacks, in the same study in South Africa, you found that out of all those patients, 32% had eczema. In white populations, about 17.8% had eczema. And in Indian patients, 30.4% had eczema, as well as a high rate in mixed race patients. Next slide, please. Now we have decided to develop an AI solution that will simply use an app to take a picture. It can be a selfie, it can be a picture that you take on the actual skin where the problem is. So if one develops a rash, you just simply take a picture. Instead of assuming it's a normal rash, let the machine detect what it is for you. So with a machine learning system that is actually fed into the app, to simply take a picture, you then get a diagnosis with recommendation for treatment options, depending on the type of eczema one has. Next slide, please. So the first recommendation we will have on the app using its MI systems will be the severe to easily detect the severe cases. Obviously, as it's often misdiagnosed in skins of color, we would like to have a system that has a broad database on different types of eczema presentations. So with direct links to partner medical practitioners and pharmacists who can then, when you take a picture and you get an immediate alert, especially in severe cases, so it's not misdiagnosed. With that, one then is able to sort, it would say, go and see a local practitioner because this is eczema and it needs so and so treatment. So these partners, and as you find, some of the products can be bought over the counter. So you would still have a system that recommends where these products can be bought and still have advice from, say, a pharmacist as to how to treat eczema. As well as a formulary, as I've explained before. But with things like steroid creams, you'd find it's best they're recommended by a practitioner. The system will explain that to you as well. And even with the steroid, the system will also be able to explain how to use the cream and what not to do when you're using the cream. There are some recommendations that one can use themselves in terms of dietary and lifestyle recommendations. So on the same system, depending on what has been detected by the picture that's been sent in, you can have things like recommendations that advise on a diet. For instance, a list of various dietary needs. The most common one are avoiding dairy products and a whole list of others. We can also have things that include lifestyle recommendations in terms of things like what not to wear, what not to bath in. For instance, with eczema patients, you need to bath in lukewarm water. Don't spend a lot of time in the shower, and to moisturize the skin, preferably at least 3 minutes after you bath. So these are all recommendations that will be on the system and are readily there for presentation, depending on what has been detected. Next slide, please. So as I said before, the problem with eczema is that when it's not in its flaring states and it's settling, especially in skin tones of color, you find that there's a lot of hyperpigmentation, a lot of discoloration. So the same app would then develop another mechanism, an ML machine learning system that then detects your skin tone and recommends the type of makeup you can use to make the coverages on the skin. For instance, you may have a lighter patch on one area and a darker patch on another area. That app will actually recommend the shades to use on your skin so that you have a beautiful coverage to present to the world. So our last question would be, is beauty really skin deep? Our answer to that will be, we think it is. Though it starts with the skin, it goes way deeper than the skin, especially when we look at most recommendations that require a healthy living. Thank you.
Amanda Tsiga. You're making me have to check my skin. 33% for black colored skin. I'm worried. Please make that up and make it come to fruition like yesterday. All right? We're in trouble here. Thank you. Thank you, health and beauty. Health and beauty comes together through artificial intelligence to solve our skins. Women, are you listening? Ladies, girls, are you listening? I know the men are probably, I don't think that matters. It matters to us. All right, let us go to the judges. Judges, we need to hear your comments because of time. We're going to have comments from 3 judges. Let us have Carol. Carol, this is specific to you. Please, let's have your comment or question to the health and beauty group.
Yes. So once again, congratulations for this wonderful presentation and putting it together. For me, what I have to say is you kind of blew me away because I didn't think that you would take this route to discuss it. But I'm very happy that you're looking into actually solving the issue of misdiagnosis, because personally, I have gone through the whole issue of having acne, which is something that if I would be able to discover it at an early age, I would be able to handle it and to be able to moisturize accordingly. But my question, which I think you probably answer, but I don't mind hearing some more about, would be why eczema? Why did you choose eczema?
Amanda, you're muted. Yeah.
I've unmuted, have I? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me, yes.
We can hear you.
When you look at the statistics I gave, the study was conducted on different skin products, skin conditions that affect people of color. Surprisingly, the one that comes first is eczema worldwide, followed by acne. So it was just a basis on the most prevalent one. If I had not chosen eczema, it would have been acne. So the figures I gave were only because I was focusing on eczema, but it was a study on this most common skin conditions in people of color.
Yeah, and also probably my feedback again would be you could consider using the model to sell it back quote unquote, sell it back to companies and industries which develop the products. So that, because I understand that us Blacks, we have a completely different complexion from the Caucasian women. So I think you can possibly, that could be a way for you to commercialize the business.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Amanda, did you hear that? Zimbabwe has a chance to invest in this. Amanda is all the way from Zimbabwe, who has reached us out to learn artificial intelligence. Thank you, Amanda. Let us have comment from this next judge, Saura. Saura, we can have comments from you or any question.
Yes, Amanda, great presentation, and congratulations. This is, most of us who people who are people of color, and I'm from the subcontinent. So yes, this is a directly you can correlate to this problem, and yes, the commercialization part is a bit tricky because I'm not too sure how you will be making it commercial directly or through corporates or some other means, but yes, this is a very revenue generating kind of an idea, and congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Saura. Thank you for that feedback. Judge Deepak, let us hear from you. Any comment you have or any questions to the team?
I think it was very short and sweet presentation. I had a similar question as asked by an earlier judge, why she chose eczema, which he has answered. I really like the recommendations part, which was really very nice. So overall, it was fantastic presentation and good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, judges. Kindly let us move to the polling rooms. Let us join the breakout rooms. Remember, we are judging based on uniqueness of the idea, on innovativeness. Is the idea able to impact African industries, its applicability, and its viability? Let us wait for the judges as they call for the students. If you have any questions for any particular team, please put it on the chat, or you can raise your hand. For the time being, as the judges are judging, we can listen to you. Any comment from the floor on anything to the teams that have already presented? We'd be glad to hear from you. Remember, we are live on Facebook. We have shared the Facebook link on the chat. Please share it with your friends. Do we have anyone who has a question or comment? Just had some sound. Please go ahead.
Okay, I would just like to add something on what the team has presented. So I've actually asked them to look at something. There's something that Amazon was working. I don't know if they're still on working on it up right now. But what that thing that would do is like when you want to fit a cloth. Like you will take the cloth and put it in front of that. It's something like a camera. You put it in front of the camera, and then you stand there by yourself, and then it will actually put on the cloth for you. The image that will come up on the screen. It will actually fit you in that cloth, and maybe it's something they can consider looking into. Like it can do what they are actually talking about.
That's an AI mind right there. Thank you, Edgar. I hope Amanda and team, did you hear that? Health and beauty team?
I did, but I didn't fully understand.
Edgar, possibly, since we still have some time, you could elaborate very briefly what it is that you're recommending to the team?
All right.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, fine. What I mean is, it's actually like something like a camera that is connected to a monitor. So what happens is when you walk into a clothes shop, you go pick the cloth that you want. You put it you put the cloth in front of that camera, and then you take it away, and then you yourself you also stand in front of that camera. And once you've it has actually scanned you and scanned the cloth on the screen, it will actually wear the cloth. Your body will wear the cloth, and then it will give you if you want to see the back side, the front side, without you having to put on the cloth physically.
I'm sure you got that concept, Amanda. Amanda, can you hear us?
Oh, yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Oh, yes. I was saying, I think when I was going through the presentation, I was trying to make my time limited, but we actually had that recommendation. We put it under a trigger point where you just scan. As I said, there are clothes that trigger asthma, eczema. Woolly clothes on someone who's prone to eczema flares it up. So we had actually written on the same app, you can scan clothes, you can even scan foods before you buy them. And it will tell you that this type of clothing will trigger eczema. This type of food will trigger the eczema. But thank you for that contribution.
Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, Team Health and Beauty. Amazing work right there. So if you're home, please grab a cup of coffee. All right. But if you're away from home, if you live in Nairobi, or if you stay somewhere traffic is crazy, please just relax, listen to this, because the next team that we're going to have is AI in transportation. How are we going to optimize our transportation industry so that we can avoid these challenges called traffic jams? We can avoid accidents, we can avoid that. Please let us listen to them. If you're about to go home, I urge you not to. Please stay and listen to how we can change Africa. All right, welcome. I can see the judges. The judges are here. Team Transportation AI, please get ready to share your screen. We are ready for you. Joseph Conte, are you around? Are you ready, Joseph Conte? All right, sorry, Joseph was on mute. Can you hear me now, Joseph? We are ready for you. Joseph, we are ready for you. Are you there? Okay, possibly we'd move to the, are you there? Okay, great.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world, bring you warm greetings. I am Joseph. I'm a member of Group 6, and our presentation will be based on AI and transportation. This group is made up of 3 members. We have Joseph, Ozil, and Oscar, who happen to be our mentor. So precisely, our presentation will be based on artificial intelligence and transportation. The team has a project they want to achieve, and a project will have a project title which says, we want to digitalize the intelligence. I'm using a case study of a country in West Africa, my home country, which is Sierra Leone, for this project. We are in AI in transportation. we have a vision we want to achieve. Our vision as a project team is to see that we support the sustainable development goals on building through data-driven decisions supported by artificial intelligence. That's the vision we want to achieve. We want to support the sustainable development goal that talked about sustainable city and health security. As you all know, the international sector is very, very broad. But based on research, it shows that 80% of our movement of people within Africa through vehicle. That causes us to reduce in this project. Of course, that 1.2 billion population we have in Africa, and out of that population, 80% of them people or traditional people to people. So many challenges, but as a team, we have identified 3 key challenges that cut across the sector in Africa. The challenges in the sector are as follows. The first one is in relation to the system of commercial vehicle fare in Africa, which has caused the cost of transportation in Africa to be one of the highest in the world because the cost is not evenly distributed. We have dangerous vehicle and safety standard resulting to deaths and injury in the continent. According to World Bank findings, shows that 1.2 million and 40% of that statistics is found in Africa. Secondly, it also has economic implications because it removes adults from the workforce and also sometimes it limits productivity. Research shows that, according to World Bank research shows that 20 to 50 million people have major or minor injury, which undermines their effectiveness in the workforce. So automatically, due to this impediment, it affects the workforce also to a large extent. The third challenge that the sector has faced in Africa is poorly developed transformation system. Poorly developed transformation. So these are the 3 major challenges. But as a team, we've noticed that we can develop a system that can curb. So that leads me to my next slide. The solution. So what we need to do, we are going to open a platform called AFIT, and this platform by following continents. Equitable in the continent. That's the first solution we're going to provide through AI. And secondly, we want to see that we inform stakeholders on happenings in the sector through data, and which supports them in making decisions that will lead to future road safety and potential saving of lives. We can use AI to solve this problem, to make stakeholders make informed decisions that will make the road or save people or save lives in the future. Thirdly, we will also introduce a structured information system that will give us data that will help us to solve. This will be a win as serve better, as well as the business entities also provide the right solutions to the problem. So automatically, when we have the right data or right information system, it will help the customer to be served better. That's the third solution we want to provide through AI. The fourth, we want to use automated traffic machine for easy flow of vehicle. We want to use automatic traffic machines for the easy flow. That's the fourth solution. The sixth will be the last one, is that We want to use the human interface app that use verbal communication to order and book. We want to use the human interface app to use verbal communication to order or book across the continent. Through AI, we can provide the following solution I've outlined. As I conclude, through this sector, it has the potential to create massive jobs for the continent. As a continent with a population of 1.2 billion presently, and out of that population, 50% of that number, they are below 30, which means we have an enormous workforce. And by 2050, the continent will have the highest workforce in the world, which means the need for providing jobs is significant. But the transport sector is a sector that will be our job proposition for this country. AI will help us to inculcate in this process as we strategically position to provide solution and create job for young police continent without this sector, because transportation is very, very key. Thank you very much for your audience, and God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you too, Joseph, and the AI transportation team. I think we had a small challenge, Joseph, possibly on internet, but I can see, I think at least we read most of the information that you posted on the screen. Yes, and I can see we can use AI data to guide traffic. We can also use AI data to equally price the fares and how we distribute the amount of money charged on passengers or transportation systems. We also have the sector has potential to employ massive youth from Africa. Thank you, Joseph Conte. Let us give it to the judges to tell us what they think about your presentation. So possibly we could have Judge Talha, please give us your comments.
Thanks, John. Thank you, Joseph. It was insightful. Again, as mentioned, leveraging AI in transportation, it actually helps the sector increase passenger safety. It reduces traffic congestions and accidents. It also lessens carbon emissions and also minimize the overall financial expenses. My only question would be, what was that you meant by equitable pricing system using a GPS solution? Because pricing, again, it depends upon from a motor type, motor vehicles to vehicles, right? If it's a boda, like in Kenya, we have bodas and matatus and private vehicles. So how does that actually comes into picture? That wasn't a bit clear.
Joseph or any other team member from AI transportation, please explain briefly about the equality in pricing. Can you hear us, Joseph? Can you hear us? Or Team AI Transportation, anyone can answer that question. All right, I see Joseph, Joseph's internet is down. Judge Talha will get back to that. We're trying to prompt Joseph and team to join back in. Possibly we could have a general comment.
Yeah,
yes,
it was good. Overall, it was good. Yes, it was the only point which I had to raise, because when it comes to the pricing system, it's totally different from countries to countries. So as a whole approach to Africa, we cannot take up a pricing system. That was my only comment. Rest was perfect. It's very good for the youth empowerment, and we all have to look into it. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Oh, thank you, Judge Talha. I can see Joseph Conte is around. All right, so possibly we could have Joseph answer the question quickly before we move on to the next judge. Joseph, did you hear the question, or do you want us to repeat it for you?
Please repeat it again, please. Please come again with the question, please.
Oh,
Joseph,
okay. So
it was,
okay.
yeah.
We'll give it.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Joseph, it's regarding equitable pricing system using a GPS. My concern was with each countries in Africa, it's a different system. So when you compare Kenya, Kenya has borders, which is cheaply priced. Then there are matatus, which are also cheaply priced. Then there are a moderate priced Ubers or Taxifys, something like a hailing cab systems. So how do you use this GPS system for an equitable pricing system?
It's the market based on the various facilities we have. This other opportunities you have. That's why I start by saying my case study will be in West Africa first, in Sierra Leone. I will start the
So Joseph, we can't hear you.
The markets based on the facilities we're offering. So initially, whatever segment we identify, it has we segment. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, now I can hear you. Please continue.
All right, thank you very much. I'm saying that we start pilot streets in West Africa and Sierra Leone, based on the facility can offer the price. So the various options we have that can provide services, we have a price tag given to them. So when you use that particular facility, the price will be static. So when you use the other facility, that's so I'm saying whatever segment you use, there will be equitable price in that segment. So in Africa and West Africa, and those segments, we have price that are attached to them. The price should be equitable among them. So if you use whatever facility you use, the price should be equitable. That's what I'm saying. So for us in West Africa, we segment the market. So when you segment the market, it will help you to price it equitably.
Joseph, I've got a portion of it, but I think we can discuss it later on because it's getting disturbed in the call. Okay. So yeah, we can take it up later. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judge Talha. Thank you for that. I want to give a chance to Judge Alfred. Judge Alfred, kindly give us your comment or any question you have for the team.
No comment or question for now. Good presentation.
All right. Thank you. I think Judge Alfred understood it all or would like more information. We'll hear from him at a later point. All right. So is it possible that we have a comment from lastly, Judge Saura? Judge Saura, are you there? Give us briefly your comment so that we can, after that, we can go back to the breakout rooms and do the polling. All right, Judge Saura seems to have a challenge with his network. Judge Deepak, can hear from you.
Yes. So good presentation. He covered almost all the use cases of the application of AI in transportation, irrespective of the internet problems. But I think he covered almost all the areas. And as Judge Thala said, I also had questions about the equitable, the pricing part. But then we will take it offline. So overall, a good presentation. Well done.
Thank you, Judge Deepak. Kindly judges, let's go to the breakout room. Let us give a poll to Team AI Transportation. AI Transportation being judged based on their creativity, innovativeness, uniqueness of the product, impactability, viability. Wow, We want to know how AI in transportation system is able to impact Africa. As the judges go out to vote, possibly we could have comments from the floor. Any question to the team, any comment, any experience on challenges in the transportation sector that we have experienced in our countries? Feedback, would love to hear from you. Amazing. Please tell us where you're joining us from. Look at your screens. We have people from Buruburu, a town in Nairobi, Mombasa, Freetown, Sierra Leone. We have Kitengela. Kitengela people, how are you? We have UAE, we have Kisumu. We have all the way from Kisumu in Kenya. We have from India, we have USA, Texas, we have the UK. Kalisa, we have India, Nairobi. Please switch on your cameras. Would love to see you. We're talking to the whole world here about artificial intelligence in Africa. So give us your feedback. What's your take on presentation? This will help us help the students in the next cohort to do something right or possibly to improve on another area. What are your comments on the presentation? Can you share the link, please? Share the link again. Okay, the link is on the chat. Please paste it, copy and paste it on your browser. Log in with the password that is there, #161. The rest I'm sure you can see. Please tell us what you think of the presentation, where you're joining us from. We would love to know. If you have any comments, please put it on the chat. We'll see and respond where we can. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And no, I don't mean you leave. I mean, thank you for joining and listening to TechMindset Africa students presenting their projects on AI and its impact in Africa. Thank you very much. Thank you, world. Thank you, Africa. Thank you. Yes, one more thing. Actually, this has just been brought up. Thank you, Bill. If you'd like to join our next cohort, wherever you are from, whether in Kenya, you're in Nairobi town, whether you're in the UK, even in Nigeria, Zimbabwe, wherever you're listening from, Please send us your email address. You can DM your email address privately. You can either do it to TechMindset Africa, my line, also Joanne Bessia. If you can see Joanne Bessia as one of the participants, DM me. DM your email, will send you a registration link. The training is free. It's a 6-week course where we teach you about artificial intelligence in a way even a 2-year-old would understand. All right, so you don't have to be technical. You can even be selling mandazis. Mandazis, sorry, for those who might not understand, is the delicacy in Kenya. I don't know about the other African countries, that is made out of flour, salt, sugar, and yeast. Even if you're selling mandazis, you can create an AI solution. Wherever you're joining us from, please DM me if you're interested to join the next cohort, which we're calling cohort 3 on training on artificial intelligence. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself on how you can impact your sector, your industry, your company, your department by applying artificial intelligence. We know this is the future. We know this is the internet of the future. Before internet, people wondered, what is internet? How do we get through internet? Is it going to take our jobs? AI has the same questions and the same impact. We are not going to do without it. Okay, I can see emails have started coming in on Slido and also on my DM. We're going to send you details on registration form on the next cohort. Challenge yourself, challenge your team. We'd like to teach you about artificial intelligence, and we'll also love you to impact your industry, your employers, your employees, wherever you're coming from. Grow your business, integrate artificial intelligence. You don't want to be left behind. You don't want to become irrelevant in the next few years. And 3 years, I'm talking about 5 years. Please join us for the next cohort. We'd be glad to have you. Wherever you're joining us from, the classes are online. We'd be glad to have you. Thank you. All right, the emails are coming in thick and fast. Thank you. All right, let's see if our judges are back. Team Finance, our last team, please get ready. Team Finance, Bill, please be ready to share the slide. And see our judges are back. We'd love to hear on how we can use money institutions to change Africa. How do we optimize the industries? Do we bring banks together to offer different products competing against the customer with different interests? Do we get to talk to one bank and another at the same time, serving our different needs using artificial intelligence? That's what we are about to find out from Team AI in Finance. All right, Team AI Finance, are you ready? I can see all the judges are back in the room. This is our last team. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to an end of the presentations. Please hold tight, sit back. We're happy to have you. Team Finance, are you ready?
I think we are. Is Rogers on?
Rogers, we are asking for you. Rogers, are you in? Rogers is a part of the AI finance industry. We'll find out. No problem, Amanda. Please go ahead. We'll prompt him wherever he is.
Okay. So I will start. So I must say I wasn't the lead in this one. I just worked with Rogers to do this one. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. No problem. Please go ahead.
I cannot see my slides. Or is it me? All right. So again, it was Rogers and Amanda on the finance industry. So finance, we started off with that slide. So Africa is home to one of the youngest labor markets with the growing mobile use, and that is a platform for financial services. Yet we have 66% of that population remaining unbanked. Next slide, please. So we've seen various reasons as to why people in sub-Saharan Africa are not unbanked. It's common in most of the countries with very few variations depending on the country that you live in. So we have low income as the major source where people don't have money to save or to actually put in the banks. They get it and they use it. You have high bank operating fees. For instance, you find that in some countries in Africa, you have banks charging more than European countries in bank fees. Mistrust of financial institutions, especially within the small, medium scale industries, which are the integral part of the growth of any economy. You've got political instability in some countries and poor financial systems. Poor judicial systems where people like SMEs feel like they won't be well supported should they take their cases to court, and financial illiteracy. There's also a lack of proper paperwork within the populations to actually open a bank account or access services such as loans. Next slide, please. Our solution is to focus on digitalizing and innovating the practice of SUSU. That is a term. Next slide, please. So SUSU is a common practice in most African countries. Even here in the West, you find that most immigrants continue to practice it. It operates as a form of cash savings between a small group of people. So one person gets a bulk either weekly or monthly on a fixed amount of money that's agreed upon. So it has different names. You find Zimbabwean, we call it round. South Africa calls it stokvel. And most West African countries call it SUSU. Next slide, please. So again, as we said, we wanted to digitalize it and innovating it using an app system with machine learning linked to algorithms that will perform the following tasks. So the first one would be to allow members the option of actually not taking their funds when they're due to have the funds, if they so wish. So rather than withdrawing, you leave the funds in and they can expect some form of savings in interest in a wallet form that is within that app. The system can also recommend investment opportunities available in the economy's market. So basically, if you have reserves in the form of people actually not withdrawing or taking their allocated money, they then focus on investing those in a stock market, depending on whether the country has a stock market. I know some of our African countries don't have viable stock markets. Another point of interest is to actually provide a form of lending form within the group. For instance, the people that decide not to actually take out their funds can offer those funds as a form of loan within the members of that SUSU group. So, and then expect those people that receive it as a loan form pay like a form of interest towards the people that have actually loaned them the money within the group. So the system will be designed to actually calculate these interest rates, whether it's a form of interest to give to someone who's not withdrawn their money or someone who is actually paying out. It won't be done by an individual, but by algorithms within that app. We will also have things like information alerts to within the app to talk about things like when you're due, who is due the next payment of SUSU, or if you've taken out a payment, when you're due to be given that, when you're due to pay back that money and the interest that's due to you. So it will be an alert that reminds you, so there is no issues of, oh, I forgot I took this, or I forgot to pay that. And in order to facilitate some form of transparency, we would include a blockchain-like system. I know blockchain is usually associated with cryptocurrency, but for the purposes of this, we would actually include it in the system to provide a transparency system. I must add that though, we've seen in the past, in most studies actually in recent years, the problem with registering people with banks is not because the population has got no IDs. Most people in Africa at the moment, a significant amount has IDs. What they do not have is extra things like a traceable history of collateral or addresses and so forth. So with ID being something that we've managed to solve to a point, we could have know your customer purposes, KYC, identifications to prevent things like the manipulation of funds or the transparency in running the fund. Next slide, please. Next slide. So that was what we came up with. Those were the references we used. Any questions, please? We would like to hear them. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Finance. 66% unbanked, really? In Africa? OMG, banks, but if you represent a bank, would like to hear from you, why? Why this statistic? But other than that, thank you, Team Finance. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. Allow me to give two judges to give you comments and also to tell us what they think about your presentation. If they have any questions, so please don't leave. All right, we'll start with Judge Carol. Judge Carol, what do you think about the finance and AI presentation?
Yeah, I think they managed to think outside the box, and they were just not constrained on credit scoring and just the typical algorithms that are going around, but actually identifying the problem and finding a solution towards the problem. So to Team AI in finance industry, congratulations for your hard work. That's all from me.
Thank you for that feedback, Judge Carol. Thank you. All right, let us hear from Judge Saura. Are you back? Can you hear us? We look for you again. Thank you.
Yes. So Joanne is the finance person here. So it's her June.
No problem.
Now Carol was right. This is a more the approach was more human centric, and how it can help an individual small investor, or let's say is a small stock market investor who can gain from the power of AI and the data so the idea is to make the most out of the data that we have. So it's a good approach. I think it's the implementation will be very crucial here, and particularly because it's the big institutions, government. This is not up to somebody individual person. So this is crucial. Let's hope in the next couple of years it can we can see it's actually getting implemented, and so congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Saura. Next few years, no, we want this implemented next year. We'll see how to do that. As TechMindset Africa, we are here to empower, to sensitize. Let us see how we can help our teams give these ideas to the world. So we're going to let our judges go to the breakout room. Judges, before you go to the breakout room, we had a last minute request of team marketing. Team marketing would like to make their presentation. So just a little bit, let's give them a little bit of time. it's the last presentation after this. Would really appreciate if we listen to marketing after this. Thank you. Kindly go to the breakout rooms. Let us have your polls. Remember, we are judging according to the uniqueness of the idea, the applicability. Is it applicable in Africa? Is it something that is going to impact the people of Africa in how banking is done? All right, thank you. So as we have our judges get into the breakout rooms to poll, would like to hear any general comment about the presentations or any question and comment for the finance team. We'd really love to hear from you. The floor is yours. Anyone can do that. You can raise your hand, you can put it on the chat, you can unmute and ask the question or make the comment. Thank you. Okay, once again, check out your chats. We have a link of questions where you can tell us about the presentations, and also you can tell us where you're joining us from. According to the data that we have from our team, we have teams from Kisumu, we have teams from Kitengela, we have teams from Bomet, we have teams from Africa, that is Sierra Leone, Nigeria. We have teams from Zimbabwe. We have teams from the UK. We have teams from the UAE. We have teams from the USA. And the acronyms keep on coming. Please tell us where you're joining us from. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, the judges are almost back. Team marketing, kindly prepare your next, and it's the final team, so that we can hear how artificial intelligence is going to impact the marketing industry. So if you're a marketer, or if you have a marketing organization, or you would like to start a marketing company, please listen to this, because artificial intelligence is going to impact every sector. It's going to impact every person. It's going to impact how we sell, how we talk to our consumers. And you're no longer going to guess who you're targeting. You are going to target the people who are meant for your product as a result of artificial intelligence. All right, I can see we have a question from the audience. We have a question from the audience. Let me read it out. That's from the chat. May I ask if we can do something in AI in education? Definitely we can hear. At TechMindset Africa, what we do, we reach out to everyone and anyone in every industry, all right? Because we know artificial intelligence impacts across all industries. So if any of our students has passion in the education industry, any of our students has passion in fashion industry, in fact, I'd love to hear how AI would impact the fashion industry. Anyone who has an idea in agricultural industry, we want to hear from you. We sensitize you, we empower you so that you can have innovative ideas, creativity to come up with an idea that would impact such sectors. So yes, Mr. Olu, we have a chance to change the education industry through artificial intelligence. It is possible. The question is, are you up to take the challenge? Are you willing to take the challenge to challenge Africa and apply artificial intelligence in that industry? The ideas come from you. What we do is we facilitate, we educate you, we drive you through that direction to help you know how you're going to change that. That's what you do at TechMindset Africa, and we'll be glad to have you in our next cohort so that we can think together on such innovative ways to change and impact Africa. Okay, so let us, I can see there's also another comment. Let me read the last comment so that we can go back to the last group. I would want to learn from the team of finance how AI idea would be able to tackle the current problems with financial applications, including Tala, Branch, and the likes. They have been known to exploit desperate borrowers by enforcing high interest rates as a way above CBK lending rate caps. I agree with you, Audrey. I agree with you. This is something maybe we can explore in another forum. Amanda, you can we can get in touch with you on how we can see how we can mitigate from the challenge of high interest rate taking advantage of lack of AI, let me put it that way, so that we have transparency in the financial industry. That is something that we can tackle another time. But yes, it is a challenge, and yes, it needs to be solved. Can I challenge someone, please, to come up with a solution in our next class cohort 3? We'll be happy to let it happen. All right, so I can see the judges are back. Team marketing, let us have your presentation on the screen, please. We'll be happy to hear from you. All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name is Diana Maina, and on this, I worked with Catherine Mudhoni and under the mentorship of Gaddafi Jaspers. So we worked on AI in advertising, sales, and marketing. So we realized that artificial intelligence is already in use in the marketing sector. So artificial intelligence is the technology that mimics human intelligence and covers capabilities such as voice, image, and machine learning technologies. So independently, some of the aspects in marketing have applied AI technologies and collected data and used the data for different functions in marketing. So our proposal is to come up with a system that consolidates the parameters to better understand the consumer behavior and improve practices in the marketing and advertising field. So currently, AI application in marketing, we've seen organizations that have used AI for lead scoring, smart content curation, predictive analytics, and ad targeting. Under machine learning, these have been used to create propensity models that score leads and enable marketers establish how much time should be devoted to a lead in qualifying whether a lead is serious enough to focus time and resources towards it. It has also been used to decide how much discount should be extended to customers. Smart content curation. This is where organizations have used AI to better understand the customers and therefore know what content to push to these customers based on their tastes and preferences. Predictive analytics has also been used where organizations or institutions are using AI to find out how much, what product am I as a consumer interested in? What price would I buy that product at? And use this to influence their decision on what to stock. Ad targeting, we've seen machine learning algorithms that are used to understand what are my interests as a consumer, and they use this to push ads that I'm interested in. We've seen these in things like YouTube and Netflix. So practical applications of AI, currently we have loyalty card systems where supermarkets use this. You do your shopping and then you collect loyalty cards. But in the process, you provide your data, and therefore they're able to know customer X buys shops on these dates, and this is what they prefer in terms of taste and preference of products, quantities, and pricing. So they're able to collect that data using their loyalty card systems. The other application is on websites. We've seen when you visit a website, they collect a lot of your data, and they're able to also see what you shop. For example, in Kenya, we have an e-commerce platform called Jumia, and they can be able to collect data based on which products you view. So what is the gap that you're trying to bridge? So we've realized that there are various solutions in the market, but each solution caters to a different need. So we are proposing to bridge the gap with our system that enables marketers to collect data and analyze all the aspects highlighted at a go. The system will minimize the cost for the business and increase revenue collection based on a better understanding of the customer. So all this data that is either collected on the website or the loyalty card and other platforms is brought together, and we understand the consumer better, and we are able to come up with ads that are specifically for them, prices that target these people, products that meet their needs. And that is the gap we are trying to bridge, because each system currently sits with data that fits to a different need. We've also analyzed the importance of predictive analytics. So the current AI is able to help you understand customers, find customer trends, sales forecasting, content generation, and dynamic pricing. So we propose a system that will be able to connect all the marketing data to the KPIs automatically, manage campaigns in terms of understanding what a certain group of customers need, and therefore we trigger alerts. So when we bring in, let's say, stock of that item, or we have discounts on that item, then we are able to send those alerts to the customers who are interested in these products and services, and therefore improve the marketing efficiency. So the companies will also be able to identify their customer groups more accurately using this system, improved insight into customer behaviors, increased relevance of their targeted audience, so the company will have in-depth knowledge of the customer, data-driven optimization of marketing drives using data collected. So we are looking at collecting all the data from the disparate systems and bringing it together and understanding the customers better. And therefore, we are able to push our marketing strategies and energies better. Accurate incentivize and interactive marketing portfolios, and we'll also provide 360 degrees customer view, since we are able to collect data from all the systems or all the platforms that a business has and bring it together and then analyze the data. Thank you very much for your time. We are ready to take in any questions that you may have for us.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Catherine, for that amazing presentation. I was just talking to my team, and I have a friend who loves shopping red tops, you know? So every time they go to that site, they only see red things. That is the only thing. That is how artificial intelligence works. It targets the kind of customer, and it shows you exactly what it is that you're looking for. And that person is happy, seeing only red tops and red shirts. That is all they want. They're happy in that space. Amazing artificial intelligence innovations. All right, I would like us quickly to give it to the judges. Judges, let us have, do we still have Judge Talha? Judge Talha, you around?
Yes, I'm around. And I believe I'm the right person to judge this particular topic. I've been in the marketing and advertising space for almost a decade in Africa. So it's interesting because whatever she presented, first of all, thank you, Dina and Catherine. It was interesting. And whatever I have seen on the slides, those were actually our physical efforts, what we used to do to pull out the data from a telco perspective. Now, if you can bring it under one application, that's the best thing. That's very key, because how do you actually increase the revenue by analyzing and acting on the data? And how do you reduce the cost by acting on the data faster? Because those were the challenges what we were facing. We couldn't act fast. So with AI, obviously, we can reduce cost by acting fast on the data, whatever we have. Also, it actually helps in finding the brands can actually discover and convert new customers that they didn't know even existed. So it's key. It's very key into the market. I highly appreciate it. Well done. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Talha. Thank you for that. Yes, indeed, it is very relevant in the African industries. All right, Carol, Judge Carol, can we hear from you? Any comments, any questions?
Yes, it was quite interesting from also my, from where I stand. And also something that they could possibly look at is incorporating behavioral science into advertising and marketing, because it's basically the art of understanding why people do things the way they do, and being able to tap into that could possibly be important to advertising. And also my question is on the dynamic pricing. What exactly do you mean when it comes to dynamic pricing, and how would you make the pricing dynamic? Like how will Carol get a different pricing from say John or say Esther?
All right, Dina, are you there?
Oh, yes, Catherine? I'm here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your comments. And for dynamic pricing, what happens is with AI, you're able to learn the spending power of your different customers. And therefore, you find that, for example, you can have an outlet of your products in, let's use our Kenyan locality in Kilimani with the same product, but the same outlet in downtown Nairobi, but the price of the same item is different because of the kind of clients that walk in and buy from you. Same product, but different pricing because of the spending power of your customers based on the data that you've collected.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think Judge Carol is satisfied with that answer.
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Thank you. So let us give the judges 1 minute to go to the breakout room and do the final polling. Please stay for more than, just 5 minutes more so that we can tally and share the winners of the contests. The winners are going to be exposed to investors to invest in their ideas. We have incredible judges, we have incredible coaches who have been training the students and have access to investors in AI. We even have general citizens who are interested in investing in AI products. We get those requests. We'd like to give an opportunity as much as possible to the winners. Everyone is a winner, all right? So don't you worry, everyone is a winner. And so far, so good. We'd like to drive your product. We'd like to drive your innovativeness. You'd like to drive your creativity and make it a reality. Would like to change Africa through you. So please stay for a few minutes, not more than 5 minutes. We'll be ready to poll generally and see who our winners are tonight. If you're in Kenya, it's tonight. If you are in other parts, it will be this morning, it'll be this afternoon. So please hold tight. We're almost finishing the contest. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your patience. We are glad and we hope we have opened up your minds regarding artificial intelligence. This is what we do. We want to make it as relatable as possible. We want to make it as easily understandable as possible. That is what we do at TechMindset Africa. Thank you. If you have any comment, please put it on the chats. If you have any feedback, if you have any questions, we put it down and we share it in our team. We have one more session with the team class, one more week with them so that we can release them to go and implement the ideas in the specific countries. That's what we do. We talk to everyone in the world. That's amazing what technology can do. So thank you, everyone. Wherever you're joining us from, we are happy to have you. And we look forward to meeting you again. All right. So you can see your screens. If you'd like to contact us, send us comments. If you'd like to join cohort 3, please email us on info@techmindsetai. ai.africa, or WhatsApp us at +254 if you're outside Kenya, +254 725 64 84 46. If you're in Kenya, 0725 64 84 46. Contact us, send us questions. If you're interested in joining the next cohort, we'll send you the registration forms. We'll be glad to hear you. We know one way or the other, our solution for impacting Africa is going to come from TechMindset Africa students. And we are glad to interact with you every day. We will do this in years to come, please. So don't go away. Don't block us from your Facebook, from your social media. We will follow you or you will find us because we will be everywhere. Our mission to change Africa is so serious. You have no idea. The drive is there. The opportunities are there. I will be there. God knows I will be there. So please contact us, reach us from the contacts you can see on your screens. All right, emails coming in fast and thick from everyone around the world. Amazing, thank you for that feedback. Some of you are saying, I have a friend who knows a friend who is so interested in artificial intelligence and can create an impact in AI and would love to join cohort 3. Please don't stop them. Please, please, please share the contacts you can see on the screen. Share it with them. If you have a friend who has just a small idea on an AI project, please have them join cohort 3 with incredible coaches who are already doing that, coaches from all over the world, training on artificial intelligence. We are going to drive the students towards a direction that will bring out their solutions. And very soon we will start being live on TV, on BBC, on CNN. We've had contacts from them that want to know more of what we do, how we do, and I asked them to join. I've not checked, but possibly they're part of the audience. So please ask them to join. We're going bigger and bigger. Africa is going to be an AI center. I'm interested especially in agriculture. We want to feed Africa first and then feed the rest of the world. Please let us be part of that revolution. I know we have it in us. So please do not keep quiet about us. Share your thoughts, share our contacts, and give people a chance on applications of artificial intelligence. Let them enlighten the next generation. We want you to talk to your children about artificial intelligence. We want you to talk to the next generations about artificial intelligence. Don't keep it from them. One day your children will grow up and will ask you, Mommy, Daddy, why didn't you tell me about artificial intelligence? Look, I have to learn it from scratch. Why would you do that? And we're here. We're coming up with programs for children in the coming months as well. Please DM us for more information. We are going to train your children online on artificial intelligence. We're also going to have physical classes, but we'll see how children can have basic knowledge on how to implement artificial intelligence. as we told you, and this is a promise, we are breaking down artificial intelligence in a way a 2-year-old would understand. Join our classes. Prove that for yourself. All right? So email us, WhatsApp us. We'll be happy to hear from you. I think our judges are back. Oh, I see. Okay, great. Audrey, I'll get back to you. Thank you for that feedback. I see our judges are back. Amazing. Okay, great. This is the time where we almost wrap up, but before we do that, it's motivation to know how you have done. All right, after putting so much effort in presenting. So we have our results ready as our judges have clearly, with equanimity, voted and polled. We'd like to read out the results, and we're going to start with the third runners up. Are you ready? Are you ready? And please unmute to clap for our third runners up. Let me take the polls. Our third runners up are you ready for this? Our third runners up are marketing and AI. Please let us clap for marketing and AI. In Africa, we do. I don't know about you. From whatever country, please give us your shout of praise. Thank you very much, marketing and AI. Thank you. Thank you. That's amazing. To our second runners up, are you ready? Second runners up. Second runners up, are you ready? We give the second runners up AI this presentation are the legal team. Legal team, are you ready? With 74%. Marketing, second runners up. Legal team, you have 74%. They put up so much effort. Yay, Team Legal. The legal industry. You never know who is watching. Thank you so much, legal team. Thank you. And now, please, we need a standing ovation for this one. A standing ovation, please, for the winners of AI contest. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this right now. And to the winners of AI contest, which is agriculture, exposed to our social media, to the BBCs and CNNs of this world, to aggregate global. We are going to do a feature on you. Please put your hands together for AI systems and agriculture. This is amazing. Are you there? For our winners today. Congratulations, wherever you are watching on agriculture in AI, are you enthusiasts? Especially from our judges. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Edgar.
So that we can make this we were judging from originality, right? We were judging from ability, we were judging from impact, we were judging from viability, all right? And the judges were judging on 5, which is the highest. The product made sense. 5, which is the highest, and 1, which is the lowest. So what we were doing, we were tallying and getting the majority of votes on every particular section and putting that together to an overall score. Congratulations. And we have come to the end of AI Contest Africa. We will be happy to see you and meet you in our next cohort. Please be there. And also watch our social media pages. You're going to see our contestants. We'll be happy to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations to our participants and congratulations to our winner. Congratulations, legal team, health and beauty, finance, agriculture systems. Congratulations. You did us proud. Marketing, amazing ideas. Okay, thank you. Have a lovely night, have a lovely afternoon, have a lovely morning from wherever you are joining us. Judges, thank you, thank you. You were amazing, articulate. You were direct. Love you so much. Have a lovely evening, have a lovely morning, have a lovely night.
Thank you.
And please keep safe.
Congratulations,
and think
congratulations.
About TechMindset.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, my baby. I'm on. Oh my God.